Inktomi Stories. Maar stam nog weten, door aan in huis. Waar is daar niet? Het hoort zijn. Nee, als het niet als niet naar kaart. Hangeis, moslims was stek dat ze hebben. Het is banga. Dagu amankas katehan ya umbenya ubo. Nagun dagu kian ya umbeneis. Yuhana ubo eba. Nen wonk naga bikta eba. Dagu anzi unknustan watching dat eba. Het samtsaki peyango. Iskiang Siapa Tang Bali Bea Pakita Yang baru Saya Inktomi Nazinga Somba Binang Sabiaga Ne Ambade Dabu Aziknustan Bewatsingat Aba Oslima koče, ubijem, vašteja vinavića. A bajiš, maštama koče, henja ubijem, vašteja vinavića. Duka žeće duk tešiće, çoban kan duk teşava. Çoban uslik teşava. Angei sake kabiktasella. Ne hawile. Abeni watsela. Se dona usnikte. Omieji na kabiktasella. Dona ish. Hawi kabikte omieji na kabiktasella. Stavu amankaska. Ya umbinesh. Misonga. Hawi zenanga stena. Mastat. Hawi dona ish. Slikta. Aba. Uslima koche chimbish. Wani edu te hanshiga bukaba. Yana ba. Mashtama koche ni umbishi. Hiya. Šeće dušen, to nam maštama koček tam kundje, ljudi utavik da će jeće na kini džavga. Ne Inktomi je nekak nanen, a vehana vanijam. Vičin. Dona hawi yushna noa biemi tawakta tawala. Hawi inji yushna da wao tawala. Sendo tajka. Inktomi kido da no bangi shimora. Nemi dago misne ababi neki anamu chawa mokta tajka. Shes wa mankaskana namun dago bihu da sakini jabi. Neće dustine agaviti. Dago nekom kućna bitkeši. Sinavanja. Tatanga. Hadisat. Ova dokja nova skupa. Inge čovna hala. Ne. Shinami tavane. Hinze odači čeva. Hawize Shenanga hanga nuge dukta naga aban mama kaska jaba hiya ya chi she hinje na oda jaba she hanga usni hanga abadi nawa nuge utabi jaba nuge du neke hanskai wani duke Asian is the worst thing that's happened. Shea bizetin. Uslima koçakta. Takım behiya ama. Şeçeduk peşinçer. Usli havuzet has kaçtı ayankta zebe. Gerçi tabi tabi khane behiya ama. Nasıl? Havu yusaslı mitavakta zebe. Çıktı güzel. Hadi işin bravo ya. Çena keo among cars na gota agu diam ni sakini jawi. Oh la fuke. Tabe kanenja. Hawi yushanda mi tawakta. Kito makina. Ayna pala. Tabe khana. Na bene yushlamala. Kito makina. Hun shiga no mayakte na chana. Hawi yushne chichu kratya. Şeçena da. Vakbe daguni şize da yava bihanda. Hawi se yushlamala me. Tabe khana otumanda no şeçedi usta. That's the story. Donanganga. Shobanda wish. Esabanda kitusina fesh. Shnai. Pia hanga da wish. Texana pia. Is that it?
Yeah. Neither Diane.
Nina Diane, she says. Could you say that to me?
I'm sure he understands it.
No, he doesn't even understand it.
Learning quick. Yeah.
We got to get my cup.
Keys in the car? Keys later?
Yeah, please. He was trying to get some berries, or no, piece of meat, that's what it was. He was in the water. He saw that marten in that water eating the meat. Inktomi dove and felt around, he couldn't find nothing, and come back up. And looked again, he was still eating, so he dove again. He almost drowned it the second time he come up there. And that animal up above him says, Inktomi, he says, you're diving in the wrong place, he says. And there's that reflection he's seeing.
Oh.
See?
Oh, I haven't heard that one. You could tell that one, if you like. I haven't heard that one.
We have Stories. Years ago, there was supposed to be a band of they were they were like human. They call them Windigo, crazy.
Oh.
They're supposed to live in Canada somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They were crazy people. That's why they called Windigo. They were all big and tall and bony.
Huh.
And whenever they moved camp, they had all their teepee poles under their arm. Another one carried the teepee. The old lady carried the household articles, and they moved like that.
Wow.
They had no horses, no dogs, or nothing.
Jeez.
And Inktomi, he married in that tribe.
Hmm.
He married an old woman, a Windigo woman. And seeing how they acted, they were acting crazy, done everything backwards, said crazy things. He wanted to get rid of them.
Huh.
So when you kill a buffalo, or even a cow nowadays, a paunch, it is covered with a thin layer of, it's kind of transparent, that covering it. It's a lot of fat on it.
Mm-hmm.
See, years ago, the old timers, they took that off the buffalo and they stretched it to dry over what's called it. So they say it's big.
Oh.
And it was right after the Windigos, they butchered some buffalo that Inktomi wanted to get rid of them. So he went over the hill, and this big hot day, he started a fire all along the horizon.
Oh.
Then he come running back, and he went in his teepee. He was sitting there. Pretty soon, the Windigo come running in, and my brother, he says, we're going to all burn up, he says. There's a big fire coming, he says. How can we save ourselves? So Inktomi told him that fat that they got off the paunch. You've got a lot of them, he says. Take that, he says, and go in a thick brush and cover up with it. Fire will go over you. So that's what these Windigo done. They went in a brush with all that, I don't know what they call it, it's that covering on that paunch. And that fire come over them, and that thing started to melt. And that much more fuel to the Windigo. So these Windigos, I guess, they were all squealing and hollering and one thing and another. Pretty soon all was quiet. And Inktomi, him and his wife took shelter in a lake. So when they come back up, there's no teepee left, no Windigo in sight, except in that brush you could see where they were laying, they were burnt. Inktomi said, no wonder they call you people Windigo, he says. You know that thing will burn fast. Why did you cover up with it and go in the brush, he says. And here he told them to go in there. That's a Windigo story. It's involving
Inktomi as well. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you want to tell that in signs?
All right. Well, I'll go back home.
Okay.
cold, dago, ichubi niwana, iktashi chuba. Yabi negas cold, with cold chagi yaga. Shunga tako dago nibusna, shunga ko dago chagavish. Tokan, eti diktanda, uchabia, tu shuza. Mani jayaga. Shall we ambitious? We should get you, yeah, which was horse. So, sweet cold chucky. Hey, Jenna came to me. We always single man. With co-working on the cool, as I say, you home, which are the chingation on the snail with cold, which are would soon be no one, like that shit shoots. Yeah, be neighbors go out and cold, which walks around. Oh, can you see how much they which are a subject? It's no way to it and start it's good going. The time it's a wood chuck was it. That would chuck the it's what part of Miremide. That was what she just said. Bonus is all there, lucky and color. It's in Maxai, Lab, and tongue of them. As she knows. She's Oda, with going on the actually because chance I tried to like it. Must I got sucked up? There's a Inktomi. I doch tovada, участник чаравишни. Олсаки басубиктиши чева. Не вот котко бивана участник биктажева. Как и нато. Ничего диктажева. Вани самиаче. Ukiono insetio. Ja, skojas pederajas. Uvidi hajaruva. Zdjeć, uzeo jaga bilečinas. Domiktarna upavka. Su, doken uhabistelu ibiktar. Pede unane nina. Uceva. Kto se ucavio. Daar kennis met koningjaars, daar kost ook daar bestuurder. Was je ook daar zijn, volgens mij niemand, zij gaat niet dictator. Peter de jongen gaat niet aan dictator. Ja, zelfs. Dan heb ik niet zij was je zo nog een paar beetje volgens mij ja, niet naar wacht. It's Inktomi Stories with co-working Pichi, the owner of Inktomi. Yeah, next to paid it with cozies as to as Hawaii because wash for one. Yeah, next to Mini dog clean up towns. You are not. Sound wash with Habits hoch, na habits uwagda. Say Inktomi. With goes in with Shala That's it.
Oh, poor people.
They were crazy, that's why they call them Windigo, you know.
Yeah.
That is a legend too. They say they were around long before people were here.
Oh.
Some kind of a human being. They talk like we do, but they were tall, bony, and they were just crazy, you know. They just couldn't do anything right.
Huh.
So Inktomi thought that in time when people grew up on this world, that they couldn't get along, you know, that these Windigo would survive where the people wouldn't. So that's why he killed them all off. This.
And they were up in the north somewhere, were they?
It's supposed to be up in the North Country. I hear stories about them different places, like in Fort Peck.
Yeah?
Windigo.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase, Windigo, when people say you're...
Yeah, Windigo. There's another one too that they... Like, how did that go? Inktomi was, he climbed a tree to get something. And this Windigo was coming up behind him. He looked down like that. Inktomi took some punk, you know, this dry, rotten wood. When this Windigo looked up at him, well, he'd crumble, and that Windigo would blink his eye, you know, instead of trying to get away from him. So he took a good look. And that Windigo had a hole on top of his head. So Windigo took a big sharpened stick, and while that Windigo was coming up, well, he pushed up that thing in his head. And I guess that Windigo grabbed that stick like that. He said he dropped it, and he was sitting there with it. And the rest of the Windigo, they ran over there and they said, go call my brother Inktomi. He says, he'll know what to do. He said. So I guess Inktomi, he was laying in the shade. So this Windigo, he came over this. Come on, my brother, he says. One of our brothers over there got hurt, he says. He's the one that done it, but he says, what happened? He said, a big stick fell on top of his head, he says, in that hole, he says. What are we going to do? He said. Inktomi said, some. And these Windigos, you know, some means through. These Windigos, they stood there and wondered what some means. Oh, I know what my brother means. He means to not let a stick through him. So they ran back over there. They took a club, and this Windigo was sitting there with a stick like that again. They knocked that stick in farther down. He killed that Windigo. So they run back over there again. My brother, he says, we killed our brother, he says. You said some. Knock it through him, so we hit him on top of the head. No, he says, no wonder they call you Windigo. He says, I meant for you to hit him on the bottom of his feet so you knock the stick through him.
Sounds that way. Oh, that's a good one. Well, let's do that one. Do you want to do that? But let me just check the camera, because I'm not sure. If you put your hands on your head like that, I don't know whether I'll miss it. Oh yeah, that's going to be further back.
Inktomi. Now, Windigo, that's what they should Ah, no, like that's it's wrong from the Albi and not like that's the Albi. Yes, strong, that's Inktomi Haniga. No, I don't go on here. This Chinese Haniga. Hey, it's Inktomi Haniga. On the third, they said shampoo, that's what I would. purification. One guy made the one down with goes he still comes on the steel parts in my piano, I see wash there, hockey down. Panaga pano. Oh no. Dago. Manusa kwa mahenu. Tabehana kwa. Changa pesto ne ochnoga mahenia. Yuchi. To kene chungu bikta emi china. Legend clothes. Some. Legend good. You make to me the some. Pam. Vegi avis. It's in the water, it's a challenge, yeah, but it's in Sunday, check my hand out. About it. At the public, man. Hey, it's okay. It goes there, man. It's in. Maybe it's on David, man. Don't get your hand here, man. Chance, I find some year, is it? She do she say, maybe she look take it. I was going to Ningi Abicha. Chance, see how they happen. Some are so weak that they see the other. That's how he killed one Windigo.
Right, no wonder they call him Windigo.
Yeah, no wonder they call you Windigo. And when I say through, he says, I met you hit his feet so that stick will come out through his head, he said. I can see a bunch of men were sitting there. And that little baby like that there. And he was crawling around, eating dirt and one thing and another. One of the men says, that little baby there, he says, a little baby boy. Nobody, no grown man could follow him and do everything that he does, he said. Things he do, things he eat. Inktomi says, I can. So I guess, well, go ahead, they told him. Let's see you do it. So Inktomi, he went beside the little boy, he sat down beside him. And the little boy started to crawl. And Inktomi, he started to crawl with him. And one man told him, wait a minute, Inktomi, you're doing something wrong, he says. That little baby ain't got no diaper, he says. That means that you have to take off your breechcloth too, he said. So I guess Inktomi, he took it off. And he started crawling with that little baby. Whatever that little baby done, Inktomi done the same thing. He'd eat dirt while Inktomi would eat dirt. So he said, it's easy, he says. I can do everything he does. He says, wait, he's not through yet, he says. A little while longer. Pretty soon that little boy, he peed his water. So Inktomi, he done the same thing to you. He made a big puddle. And that little baby, I guess, is sitting there playing with the water. Inktomi, you gotta do that too. Inktomi turned his head, he was sitting there. Pretty soon that little baby took some of that mud and put it in his mouth.
Oh.
Says, Inktomi, you do that too, they told him. Inktomi says, no. He says, that little baby beat me. He said, I can't do that. He said, that's why the old people say that nobody could follow a little baby like that and do the things he does, because I said even Inktomi couldn't do it.
Uh-huh. Oh, listen to them. Want to do that one in time, too?
It's all finished.
When you finish it today.
You know, years ago too, Indians, women and all had tattoos. You probably see pictures of them, you know.
Oh, yes, yeah.
They had tattoos. Different places that had tattoos. There's a certain group that had the belief that in order to get to the be allowed into the afterworld, you had to have a tattoo. That's why they were tattooed, you know, the women, men. So a little baby died, and he got up to the gate, not the gate, but to where the campment was. So this keeper of the trail, he was sitting there. He told me, baby, he says, you can't come in here, he says. The baby was crawling. He says, you ain't got no tattoo. You can't come in, you have to have a tattoo before you come in there. So the little baby went like this. He showed those little blue veins. So they let him in. That was his tattoo.
That's right. Well, anybody can do that. Find something.
Find something, you know. That's why they had that belief that the old timers had to be tattooed, you know. Usually it's right here, you know. Sometimes it's on or up here. But they have to have that tattoo. That was their belief. It wasn't everybody in general, but a certain ones, you know, that kind of a part of their religion.
Yes, I've seen some pictures of Cree ladies with stripes like here.
I don't know how they done that tattoo, but they used a needle, sharp pointed. After they came in contact with a white man, they had the needles, you know. That's what they used, and they used some kind of bark. They put it on there and they hit it. I guess that's a modern way of doing it too, you know, that needle comes like that. That's what they've done too. Make those lines.
Right. I've noticed quite a lot of young people too today, kind of like your age, you know, teenagers all have little tattoos that they've probably done themselves, haven't they?
That's in schools, those kids.
Do
They
they?
have their boyfriend's name on there.
What kind of things do they do?
You know those kind of pensies, or that has that one kind of ink stuff with it. And you just do that and the needle.
You do it with a needle and then put the ink in?
First you gotta tie thread around it, and
Thread around the end of
the point, and dip it in there and stuff.
So you put the ink and the needle at the same time, kind of. Isn't that fair? So what kind of things?
should say, on the grass, we need to turn around. That's that was my way, that was it. We need to go. Don't miss it, but we need that. No, that was oxygen. Inktomi, hoe is het nou? Daar misschien maakt in en daar wordt zanger. Wie is hoe hard is het?
What did that sign mean when you went like that then?
Daar misschien.
Dagush. Oh, the little
baby.
Yeah.
Daar misschien.
And that other story too, you did a sign like this on top of the head. Was that?
This?
Yeah.
Windigo.
Oh, that was for Windigo.
See that? They said they had short hats.
Oh,
So they had
that was
Windigo
like...
to call.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying Windigo, I would just say Windigo.
Ah, I see. Yeah.